Hello everybody, PlanetWalls and Becky here for the December 6th daily challenge. I have a mute on my mouth, actually. That translates to me having a Kleenex sitting jammed into one of my nostrils because I have a cold right now and I need to keep my nose from running when I'm splunking. I'm at a disadvantage, wouldn't you say?
Well, you just gave me the cold, so I think we're both at a disadvantage. I think we both sound nasally and unhappy. And we both have cough drops right now.
Yep, they're delicious.
But AJ prefers to stick a Kleenex up his nose and just keep it there. So he looks like Ricky, if you've ever seen Trailer Park Boys, when he gets the rag stuck to his face.
That's great. That's
That's pretty much what it looks like, all the time. So this morning as I was leaving to go meet a student, AJ was looking at me, he was just like, "Bye honey, I love you," and it had like the door open and he was in his PJs with the Kleenex like out of his nose.
The best is when I stick it in both nostrils, one in one end, one in the other. It's like dipping an oil rag to make a Molotov cocktail.
I was actually embarrassed. Like I know the people like that are outside our house are homeless, you know.
But even still,
like I was like, oh, wow.
Oh god, I'm tired.
I mean, I can't believe how actually. I was actually a little embarrassed there.
Having a cold sucks, man.
Especially because it was like, "Honey, I love you so much. Goodbye, bye." You're waving to me in your Tom and Jerry PJs,
I liked Tom and Jerry as a kid. You got a problem with it?
which you still wear.
Well, would you not wear it?
I don't know.
They're different pajamas, not the same pajamas I wore as a kid.
Yeah, but they're the same pajamas you wore all day and all night.
Well, yeah, but that's
You're
because I'm
ill.
sick.
Okay, fine.
Oh, fuck! That arrow came...
Have you ever felt like you're like, you know, you could change and like into your normal clothes and you'd be fine doing so, but you just are like kind of lazy and you're like, you know, and you justify it.
It's one of those days. I'm sick, so I shouldn't shower today.
Right, it's not like one of those days where you're like really ill and you can't possibly actually go change or, you know, do anything.
Yeah, I definitely could have done it today.
You use it retrospectively as a justification for being a lazy asshole. That's typically how I see it with me. I've actually never articulated that logic, but that's exactly what happens to me. I'm like, I don't really feel like working today. I'm so sick. As if like the sickness is the cause of me not working, but really it's not.
It does make it worse.
I mean, it makes it worse, but like, you know you could.
Yeah. I really have to do a lot of grading tomorrow, and I'm kind of like, God, it's going to be even worse because I'm sick.
Oh, so am I. Oh my god.
So that's true, but...
I have,
You've got a lot of papers to grade.
I have a lot of papers to grade.
Yeah.
And they're longer this time, too.
No!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. I've been there.
Well, what's good about it is that they have their exam soon, so, not all of them are, like, really gonna be, like, I don't think they're gonna be...
You don't think they're gonna care as much?
Well, I don't think they're gonna need to leave, like, 3 comments per page. Like
I see. And it wasn't their first paper, so...
Yeah, the first paper's always hard.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, we're saying track changes has changed the whole comment system. Before, you'd just be like, check, check, check if something's good, you know?
I'm not sure about that. I don't necessarily feel that same way. That.
But now with track changes, you can write entire paragraphs.
I hate that.
And
I'm sure my students don't like it when I write entire paragraphs. Sorry about that, pup.
I think it depends on the school.
Yeah.
Here, they love it. They're like, I understood your logic at every point. And I'm like...
Really? Someone said that to you?
Yeah, they're like, I really got this. I didn't quite understand what you're saying here. I was like, oh, that's because I didn't put a period between this and this. And she's like, oh no, that makes sense.
That's funny.
Okay, so I know what you're asking for. And so it was actually really helpful. The students here are good.
Yeah, they're really happy.
They care.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if it's just because we're in a sort of marginally authoritative position at this point, like having students of your own, that makes you a happier person. I'm sure the higher you rise in the authority like scale, the more responsibility you feel, but simultaneously the how are you gonna do that? But simultaneously you I don't know, are probably happier. Cause you just, I think we saw that study on.
Ooh, which study?
It was under the. I don't think it was. it might have been a Discovery Channel thing. It was no, it was a National Geographic documentary on Netflix.
Are you making this up?
No, it was on stress hormones, and they were talking about baboons.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant. Oh, I love that
Yeah,
documentary.
that was a really
I thought
good
you meant
documentary. It was on stress.
that the documentary itself
The guy
was about Netflix.
The guy was what was he? He was like a neuropsychologist, and he went to Africa, and he actually what he would do was he didn't want to stress out his primates, whatever they were. I don't remember what they were.
He wanted to test about stress hormones, so he shot him with like a blowgun. But he didn't want them to be stressed out by the blowgun.
So it had to be like from a distance. They had to like get the right weapon. And what he did was he was looking at hierarchies in the level of stress hormones in the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Of this group. And you can tell like the alpha males versus the beta males, etc. And what he ended up doing was he took blood samples, he put them to sleep, and he took blood samples. And you have to put them to sleep like quickly, otherwise.
Not put them to sleep like you do, your pet when.
No. But he had to put them to sleep in such a way that they didn't get stressed out when he was putting them to sleep. And he kept it relatively consistent. I think he got like.
Seemed pretty cool. He seemed like a really cool dude.
Yeah, he had like some good award. He wasn't an a-hole either. He was like a whole like wearing tie-dye t-shirt, dreadlocks kind of dude.
The kind of professor you wish you always had.
Yeah, exactly. Or you wish you could be.
Yeah, as the case may be.
Maybe they have more of those in the sciences.
I bet they do.
I think they do, yeah.
It's gonna be about time to leave this level soon because it's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
Really, I'm trying to see if there's an altar.
So he ended up finding
I don't see one though.
that the primates at the top of the hierarchy scale actually had less cortisol and less adrenaline pumping at any given time, and that the lower level primates had tons of stress, and
sorry, I'm all sniffly. I apologize for that.
He furthermore controlled somehow to find that as there was a population of primates that he found, and all of them, like, there was a bunch of disease, remember, that wiped a bunch of the alpha males out?
Yes.
And what ended up happening was that he took the cortisol and adrenaline levels of these primates, and they had to, like, find some sort of way to cooperate, and they didn't have the same social hierarchy. And what he found was actually that all of their levels, like every primate's, like in that group's levels were a lot lower.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like the beta males didn't become alpha males and thus become less stressed. It ended up being that the almost all the primates in that group were less stressed.
Yes.
Though I don't know
because basically they became nice guys.
Really, truly, honestly.
Like actual nice guys.
So it's it was a very interesting study. And then they went around and also they like talked to people who, had
fuck this guy.
Were sort of like lower rung, like people trying to make it in the corporate world and their stress levels, and they're taking the cortisol levels of people who are higher up. And you wouldn't think this, but the stress levels are actually lower. So it's a really good documentary. I can't remember the name of it. I'll try to look it up. And bring it back to Spelunky, if any of you are interested and have Netflix, because I actually thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
It was well
done. It was fun. It was one of the good, documentaries.
Yeah. And plus the guy who does the main research, he's at Stanford, I think. And his wife is there as well, and she's also she does some sort of psychology, like neuropsychology or biopsychology, I don't remember. And so they always work in Africa, and they work together in the summertime. Well, they decided to bring their kids, and they like filmed them bringing their kids, and their kids like had like this curly hair too.
Yeah, they looked really funny.
Like all of them looked like each other. It was kind of funny.
Oh God.
And the kids knew the names of like the.
Oh no! Somebody wasted bombs.
The kids knew the names of the monkeys, and like the parents were having them like take blood samples.
Oh, did we just fucking drop the gun? Nice.
Okay, nice. It was good.
Okay, the only one remaining is the one in the vault.
Yeah. So the funny thing is.
Oh God, so much to do.
They're having their like probably 8-year-old and 10-year-old taking blood samples of monkeys in Africa.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is awesome. Like so here's a question for you viewers: what is a thing that your parents do that they made you do that was related to their profession? That probably...
That's the question?
That probably was, like, kind of legal, but kinda like sketchy too. So let me give you an example. My dad was a dentist, and we went to Romania. As you should know if you were
watching the Half-Life series.
Yeah, if you're watching Half-Life 2. And he did dental work for orphans there, and he was putting sealants. Well, there's no real law there that, tells you, I mean, you have to have a dental license to practice dentistry, but dental assistants didn't really have to go through the training they have in the United States. So basically he taught me, I don't know, I think at the age of 17, how to put sealants on these kids because they needed them really badly. Because he was fixing more, harder problems, like root canals and stuff like that. So I would take the kids and I would, alert a little tiny bit of Romanian.
How much did you know?
It's going to be okay. Everything's okay.
This is what dentistry is supposed to be like. It's supposed to be this bad.
No, this is...
It's supposed to be this cruel.
No, because sealants don't hurt. They just kind of paint stuff on. And then you have a light, like an ultraviolet light. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is just a light. You know what I mean?
Sealants was the worst thing. I fucking hated sealants.
They aren't that big of a deal.
They were the worst thing.
They're not that big of a deal. But I was like, this won't hurt. This is just a light. See how fun it is? It's blue.
It wasn't fun for me at all.
So that's basically the extent. I could say, open up your mouth, and I could say, good job, and this is just a light. It won't hurt you in Romanian. I can't really remember how to say it anymore. I think open your mouth was Descare or something? I don't remember.
It's pretty cool that you remember anything at all.
But that was the thing that my dad did based on his profession that wasn't strictly speaking illegal because we were in Romania, but also was probably one of those things where you're like,
really? That just happened?
Somebody without a dental assistance thing putting sealants on children? And actually, probably yes in this situation, but still.
You mean yes, it was not legal? We wasted a lot of bombs, by the way, because of my Maddox situation.
It was totally... No, it was legal in Romania.
Right, because you were in...
Yeah.
I almost said international waters.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't it was just something that, in the United States wouldn't fly. Mm-hmm. But sealants are actually incredibly easy to put on. And the kids desperately needed them. Because, you don't go and get dental care on a regular basis if you're in an orphanage. And it prevents you from getting cavities.
Yeah.
Which is painful.
So the preventative work probably does quite a lot of good.
It does a lot, yeah. And so that's what I was doing. And also mixing amalgam. I think it's amalgam. For my dad every time he had to fill a cavity. Which unfortunately these kids had a lot of. But, yeah. It was an interesting summer. It actually wasn't so bad. I mean, some of it was bad.
Yeah.
But, a lot of the being around my doing the medical work was good. Doing other types of work, a lot of the people were just my age were just babysitting and doing.
Yeah. And you got to do some cool shit instead.
Yeah, I felt like I was doing worthwhile stuff because they were so busy and they just had 20 people at a time in the waiting room. The kids were screaming.
Fuck it. I just wimped out on some of those gems, but I feel like that was the right move.
Yeah. So, that was my experience. So any semi-legal things that your parents had you do or whatever?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Semi-legal things your parents had you do.
If they're in a profession.
I have a question.
How did this start out? We were talking about...
So I've got a question about...
It wasn't just my dad. We were talking about something else first. Oh, no.
Romania?
No. The guy's kids who was in Africa and they were 8 to 10 years old and they were taking blood samples from monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that we were But they could do it really well. They're fine at it. And he was teaching him how to use a blowgun.
Yeah,
we were
awesome.
We were laughing.
It's that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool parent thing.
Did your parents ever teach you how to do something
No.
Really? Then your dad didn't teach you how to give you stitches?
No.
Your dad's a doctor?
No.
I don't think that he should have done that actually, but
he never did that.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good idea.
Why did we use so many bombs so
I
pathetically?
guess he gave you some Tylenol and gave you the discretion at a certain point to use the Tylenol when you wanted to.
At some point, I was able to feed myself Tylenol.
Uh-huh, yeah. I don't think that's really what we're looking for.
No, that's too lame for Becky. That's what she's trying to say.
Like, did you ever go to the hospital with him and get to press, like, an x-ray button?
No.
Did you ever go to the hospital with him?
Can you imagine? One time I went to the hospital to use the T1 connection and play StarCraft, and all we had was a 56K modem. Would you believe that? This was a bad idea.
You never actually visit. See, I've done so many, like, shifts with my mother at the nursing, like, when she was nursing.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do anything. Sometimes they would let me do volunteer stuff, like help push a bed.
Baby out?
Help push a bed or, like, a wheelchair, but, like, I never...
Push that bed.
Like, I never did anything, like, cool, but... And ask people if they need stuff. But,
yeah.
I mean, you don't really have to... You can volunteers do that, so it was acceptable. But I remember being on a shift. Oh my god, she was on
a
call.
ship?
On a shift. She drove me, and I decided not to drive myself because she didn't think the call would be that long. She ended up being on a 16-hour shift.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was there till, like, 4 a.m. in the morning.
How old were you?
I think I was in college when I came back.
Oh, so you were old enough to drive yourself and stuff?
Yeah, but I chose not to.
Well, that was stupid.
Well, I wanted to see her, and we weren't there for that long.
Oh, I see.
So I was like, well, I'll just go with you. And she's like, okay. And, I mean, a lot of the night was just, like, her kind of, like, sitting there. So it wasn't so bad. Like, we hung out and talked. And,
yeah.
But, it was a long night. It was a lot of coffee runs.
Oh, man. I'm glad you're, like...
So, but your parents never did that
holding the fort here. I never, like, performed medical activities, no. If that's what we're talking about. Is that what we're talking about?
Sure.
I never did that.
I worked in my dad's office, doing dental assistance and filing insurance stuff and making appointments for a long time.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Sounds...
I was just an office assistant.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing dental, like, filing dental charts.
That doesn't seem so bad.
No. You never did anything like that?
No, why would I have wanted to? I was a child. Why would I want to do the sort of work...
This is when I was slightly older. Why? Because it's interesting.
Alright, so we pulled that off pretty well.
I don't know, it's interesting. Like, I'm sure if you had shown an inkling of interest in your dad's work, he probably would have taken you into it.
Probably, actually.
He would have been like, oh my god, this is so cool, my son's with me, and he wants to see what we do.
Actually, yeah.
This person. Your dad would have been so fucking proud if you had shown any interest at all in his career.
That's probably true. Oh my god! That guy came really close to giving me a bad day.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So... But your dad's job was sort of more highly intellectual and administrative.
Than your mom's?
Than my mom's or my dad's, actually.
This is worrisome.
My dad actually did surgery. My mom actually gave people IVs, so I was
Yeah.
able to do that kind of stuff. But, your dad prescribed medications. But I guess you could have been there and, like, asked. Like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
what medications did. So long as the patient was okay with it.
He's not on this side, is he? She. Sorry, I always forget that the ghost is a lady.
Oh, he probably would have let you go on rounds with his med students.
Maybe.
If the patient...
My dad is pretty crass, though. Well, you know what? I was an adult. He would have gotten a kick out of having me do that, I think.
I think so, too.
Alright, Ghosty.
And your mom was an artist, so you kind of just saw everything she did, so...
Yeah.
That wasn't... I mean, that's pretty... That's pretty solid.
That's like self-explanatory.
It's kind of like...
Okay, let's not fuck this up by being super greedy and going in there.
I remember with your mom, I was like, why are you choosing that color as opposed to that color? Oh, if you blend these colors, why did you choose to do this here? Or shade here?
I didn't ask a lot of questions.
I asked her a lot of... She seemed to appreciate it, actually.
Yeah, I was just always very solitary.
You didn't care.
That's not entirely true. Oh yeah, look at all that cash.
Anyway, so... How do we get on this topic?
I have a question about... It was about apes and stuff. I have a question about things that people learn to do at a young age, and whether you actually know if you do them correctly. So one of them is like wiping your ass. How do you know you do that right? Do all people do that the same?
Does this go back to the period segment that we had?
I mean, it could if you wanted it to. I wasn't thinking about that.
I think you get a feel for it after a while.
That's bad.
I think you get a feel for it after a while.
Well, you get a feel for it, but how do you know you're getting a feel for the right thing? I wonder if I learned to brush my teeth incorrectly. I mean, the dentist tells me every time that I do it wrong, even though I try to do exactly what they say to do. They're like, yeah, do these circular motions. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And they're like, clearly you're not, because you would look better.
Why don't you use an electric toothbrush?
Because they're weird, they make a funny noise, it doesn't seem normal to me, and I don't like them.
Okay, but it actually helps. It actually helps with gingivitis.
Well, why don't we have one? I mean, if you're the one
do.
all pro... We do?
Yeah.
Well, where the hell is it?
We were given it to... We have them for my dad. It's in the bottom drawer.
Really?
Yeah, you just never use it.
Okay, well...
It's kind of a pain in the ass because we only have one outlet.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely why we don't do it. This is kind of shitty. Look at all this shit.
But
how did that guy
apparently
fucking hit me?
it's supposed to really, really help. So if you're...
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, God! Okay.
Then you should try an electric toothbrush. I've heard it's very worth it if you have problems with cavities or gingivitis. I haven't had a dental appointment actually in 2 years.
Oh,
So
God damn it!
I don't know how I'm doing in that regard.
Threw it the wrong way!
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That was fucking stressful as all hell. This is also going to be.
Okay.
Where the fuck is he doing down there?
What, does it matter?
I need to find the shotgun. Where is it?
Well, he doesn't have it, obviously.
Yeah, but I want it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that...
Where the hell did it go? Did it just like fucking disappear?
Probably, knowing this game.
Well, just knowing this game, nothing disappears. Everything comes back to haunt.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Remember, conservative helps you live longer and be better.
Oh God, the ghost is coming. Okay, I didn't see the black market here. Now he's got his shotgun back somehow.
So I think that you should go.
I need to pick up all these gems that I left so that I could ghost them. Like, those?
Okay. That's only a couple.
Yeah, well, that's 10,000 there, man. We gotta go back and get those. Let's take this dog. How did he get that gun again? Oh, God. Hey, you. You're going down there. Oh, you're gonna die if you come down this way. Okay, you get in that little hole. Pick this up. Oh my God, he's over here now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jump or fly. How did you not think that he was coming toward you? That's all he does.
He sometimes bounces around and gets caught in things.
Sometimes, but why would you bank on that?
I don't know. I'm a gambler.
No.
What about these? Ooh, I could just go down this way. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, you dickhole.
Where's the shotgun?
Oh, okay. Whoop, whoop.
Leaving? Staying?
There's so many gems I missed. Oh, fuck it. It's time to go.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm no bear taffy.
But you're living a lot longer, and you're doing a lot better.
That's
on the
true.
Scoreboards.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
for-
pushing my average up and just...
Except for the other day when you died in 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. I had the worst death in Spelunky I've ever had. It was truly, truly pathetic. I don't even know what to say. It was like in 12 seconds, I just like got off and started. I didn't get off.
I wasn't,
Becky wasn't even here. I just was like...
We tried to do it such that, like, I'm not here all the time, because that's annoying. And that AJ has his own, you know, thing that he's doing. Because he's entertaining enough on his own.
In a manner of speaking. I'm not sure if I am anymore.
In a manner of speaking. So,
Oh my fuck!
Plus, I think that you're a lot more entertaining than other Let's Play people. So maybe eventually you'll catch on to somebody who, like, people like. And I tend to think that, like, our philosophical banter turns people off.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're not talking...
I feel like that's the only reason worth watching.
Well, no, I think the people
You're
who
like,
comment,
that's true, too.
No, the people who comment, like, I, like, love them. It's weird. I feel like I have friends, like online that I've never met before. Except for Brazilian or whatever, like who we should totally have lunch with since we pass the same restaurants all the time.
I know, we gotta check out that CrossFit and scope him out.
Yeah.
Scope out his body.
Yeah. But but sometimes I wonder if it's like maybe slightly inaccessible, and so a variety is good. But I actually really enjoy the community that is cultivated. Like,
yes.
I don't know. It makes me feel faith in the world that like there are people who are intelligent and I don't know, smart and think about things and like things like this that aren't a-holes.
I like that way you put it.
I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it.
I think the black market is over here, but I suppose I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well that... Oh, no. Where the...
Oh, and Camille Says Smells is great. And, to answer a question that was a long time ago, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a comment, by Bladed Edge, our music guy.
That Bladed Edge is not the music guy, that's Edward Mace.
Oh, Edward Mace, I'm sorry. Both of you write long, interesting posts.
Wow, what a fuck you black market.
Yeah. Both of you write long, interesting posts, so sometimes it gets a little confused in my head. Sorry about that.
No, I think they'll forgive you.
Edward Mace.
Maybe.
But, with Bach, like, I think you suggested that I like, start with Bach if I were interested. I actually love Bach. I was a violinist for, 8 years. I wasn't, like, a great one. I wasn't, like, a virtuoso. But I really enjoyed it.
You played a decent amount of Vio.
Yeah, I played a decent amount of Vio, to the point where you start enjoying music and it's not just technical all the time.
Yeah.
And you're not like, how do I shift into someone's position? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Where you can actually do it pretty fluidly. And you can start to sort of put your own spin on things, you know, and, like, music stops being something really literal. And, I got to, what are they? The partitas and sonata. What's partitas and?
Why are you looking at me? I don't know.
I can't remember. Bach's partitas and sonatas, which are like the thing that you have to get to in order to like
be a real person in the music world.
To really have accomplished, I don't know, a specific genre, you know, in Baroque music and like to do it well. It's hard. You have like your romantic showy pieces, which are always fun to play.
Yeah.
Where you're like going up and down the keyboard and using all kinds of like techniques and you're like the one thing that I can think of is like the Mendelssohn concerto, like for violin.
Yeah.
Which is super fun to listen to and it's just showy as can be. And some people are like, oh, it's not very hard and whatever.
Who says that? A-holes?
Yeah, people who are really good at this.
I'm nervous about this, guys.
I wasn't great. I was just...
Oh, God.
I practiced.
Oh, God. Okay, there's one down.
I had some sort of music sensibility, but sometimes it didn't accord with my... I don't know. I wasn't, somebody who picked it up and was just like, I am so good at this. It just took work. So... an effort, but the Mendelssohn I love, but people like sneer sometimes at the Mendelssohn if you're like a really big asshole when it comes to violin.
Really?
Yeah.
Mendelssohn is like, what, shitty music?
No, it's not shitty. It's just like,
oh my god, this is one of the hardest black markets I've seen.
For some people, it's just not, it's not really, really difficult. Like, some of those Shostakovich.
Ah! I actually dropped the gun!
Oh, no!
What a bummer.
No, I can't finish about Mendelssohn. 53.
Yeah, I never got to tell any of my stories.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. There'll be another time someday.
Yeah.
That one sucked. That was a hard challenge.
Yeah.
We did okay, all things considered, but yeah. I should have passed that black market. It sucks trying to get the Ankh and dying that way, because you could have lived more. Alright. Well, I guess we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, it's a shame. We didn't get to Beethoven or Mozart or anybody else.
That's boring stuff anyway that no one cares about.
Except Edward Mace.
Edward Mace and Becky. See you guys later.
Alright, bye.